What is going on, everyone? We were talking about the Parks and Rec special, the COVID era reunion we needed. It obviously wasn't flawless television because everyone's at their respective homes, but it was a reunion of Parks and Rec and pretty cool. So the original Parks finale, which featured flash forwards detailing the ultimate fates of Leslie and all her friends, was so definitive and perfect in tone that sure had no intention of ever reviving the show in any form. These are extraordinary circumstances, however, which meant not only bringing Leslie, Ben Wyatt, Ron Swanson, and the rest of the gang from Pawnee out of retirement, but violating many of Schur's fundamental beliefs about how television should be crafted. On a press call talking about it, he described TV production as a team sport. It's about groups of people functioning in holistic ways with each other and collaborating and being in the same room at the same time. While Parks in its heyday could generate big laughs just by having actors talk to or dance in front of the camera, the series at its best when that remarkable cast got to bounce off of one another, sometimes in the same physical space. The special obviously didn't allow for any of that. The only actors sheltering in place together are spouses Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally, which allowed her to do a brief and wonderful cameo as Ron's evil second ex-wife Tammy too, and even she's bound and gagged in the background at the same time. We see her limiting their interaction to the point where she might as well be on another call. Show's core couples are given quick in-story reasons for not being in a room together. Leslie is off handling her job with the National Park Service, while Ben, Adam Scott, is home with their kids. Andy, Chris Pratt, has been locked in the shed for 2 days and doesn't want April Aubrey Plaza to just let him out. Hold on. And Ann Jones is self-isolating from Chris Lowe and their kids in her home because she's volunteering as an outpatient nurse during the pandemic. There were a few talk show segments featuring old pals Joanne, Mo Collins, and Per J. Jackson, and fake commercials with Gene Ralphio, Ben Schwartz, Dennis Feinstein, Jason Mantzoukas, and Jeremy Jam, played by John Glazer. But the bulk of the special was just our old friends talking to one another through their devices. As a result, the special is limited in what it can do comedically. The commercial parodies are funny, particularly lonely Gene Ralphio begging people to call him, which was actually really funny. And there are a few inspired jokes about life at a remove from one another, like the misanthropic Ron explaining that he's been social distancing since he was 4, or bumbling Gary O'Hare making himself look like a steaming poop emoji because he doesn't know how to turn off his video filters. Mostly, though, Schur and company lean on what we already know about the characters, that Ben could be a hazard to his own emotional well-being if given too much free time to work on his claymation, that Chris is almost superhumanly healthy, that Tom has an endless supply of terrible business ideas, etc., etc. Even if this weren't such a dark time in the world, TV comedy would be hard to make, simply because of the physical distance. Saturday Night Live pulled off one inspiring, but not especially, I thought it was really good, Saturday Night Live, and improved in its second quarantine show, in part by leaning on familiar ideas, the core joke of what's up with that, referring to SNL. So anything can be done to lighten the amount of effort required to turn a joke into a laugh is critical under these conditions, and the Parks team, God bless them, took every shortcut they possibly could. And trusting that the nostalgic rush of being in Leslie's company again would plausibly substitute for the more inspired material they could write if they were doing a more traditional reunion special. So I was kind of reading a little bit from an article there, but I thought it was interesting, kind of some of the opinions on it overall. I mean, it's definitely not the best Parks and Rec episode of all time, but I mean, see what they're working with. Everyone's in different spots. It's all kind of put together. You have to give a lot of credit to what SNL was able to do last week. It was their second quarantine episode, but it was really, really impressive what they were able to do with that because, probably people with very little expectations going in, and it was really funny. Like I love the SNL back on Saturday, so it's all about what you can do with what the situation is. Obviously, so much of these shows is being in the same room and coming up with ideas together and figuring it out on this, and all the producers and all the team together. So this was obviously not that, but overall, I thought it was still entertaining. They were able to make it work, and you had the core characters. So at the end of the day, you still got what you wanted. You still got Ron Swanson. You still got Leslie, Amy Poehler. So like, we can't really be that angry or disappointed. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to be happy about that. So give me your thoughts down below, guys, as we break it down here live on the show. The reunion quarantine special of Parks and Rec. It's got a lot of people very, very excited. Was it the best episode they've ever had? No, of course not. But it was good enough. It was funny at times, and in this really tough difficult coronavirus BS. Well, it's not BS, but just it makes me it makes everyone so frustrated because we're all stuck in the house all the time. But you know, having someone to look forward to is really important in all this. So I think they did what they could with it, and I thought it was overall was pretty good. So people can complain all they want if they really want to, but you got to be happy for what we can have right now as opposed to what we can't have. So overall, I enjoyed the episode. Hopefully, you guys did as well. Feel free to chime in the comments. Be sure to like the video and if you enjoyed it. And yeah, so yeah, it's a perfect time to sit back, relax, and watch some Parks and Recs. Thanks for watching, guys.